And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around your health and nutrition and lifestyle and fiscal health as well with Mike Banner in today. And we're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten. But most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, I want you to pull out your smartphone, save our Consumer Advocate Hotline number in your phone, 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894.
Baby, don't forget my number.
I want you to save that number because at some point you're going to need it. We also want you to bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. ConsumerQB.com is a plethora of resources available for you. Links to all of our expert contributors, as well as you can watch our live stream television show, TV show at ConsumerQB.com. And I don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win. Let's go around the horn here, make our introductions. And I've got Alexis Clark representing Pranique Yoga and Wellness. Welcome in.
Thank you for having me today.
My pleasure. What are we going to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about Pranique Yoga and Wellness.
Yep.
We are Tampa's premier wellness center. We offer all different types of therapies, ranging from Pranic Healing to aerial yoga, and we have some new features that we'll be telling you about today.
All right. Yeah, the aerial yoga, that's the new one. That's the new one that's coming about. Awesome.
It's very
Good stuff.
popular.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about your physical health, but we're also going to talk about your fiscal health, and that's where I say, Mr. Mike Banner back in the house. Mike Banner, Professional Mortgage Alliance and Reverse Mortgage Specialist here in Tampa Bay.
Thank you for having me back. Always enjoy it. And, of course, as usual, today we're going to tell people the truth about reverse mortgages.
The truth.
And most people cannot handle the truth. That is true.
That's right. Love it. Love it. And also in studio here, Sara Bingham, fast food healing, nutritionist, expert extraordinaire. Welcome back in.
I am so glad to just be here, and we're talking about the truth, baby. So I'm going to bring you the truth about food, about gluten, about healing, about how your body will heal itself if you take all the elephants that you've got sitting on it off.
That's right. Yeah, it's all about being smart, understanding that the mainstream media, the television, the corporations, they're not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for the bottom line of their tax, their shareholders rather. And Sara Bingham's going to help dispel some of those common myths that we have out there. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it. And this segment is brought to you by Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist here in Tampa Bay with Back in Health Massage, helping people with neck, back, shoulder, hip, and leg pain feel better. Big shout out to my massage therapist, Michael Vogt, 3750 Gun Highway in Tampa. Back in Health Massage, voted top 10 massage services in Tampa Bay voted by the readers of the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Best in the Biz Awards, as well as a big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the maids. So let's go ahead and jump into this great content. And Alexis, so yeah, I love the yoga studio over there, the Pranic Healing, a lot of cool things to talk about.
Definitely. So we have all different types of therapies. We have a lot of different types of therapy beds as well. So we have aqua massage, we have the infrared cocoon, which is wonderful. There's tons of benefits with infrared. People use it to detox on a cellular level. So we've pretty much all been in saunas at our health clubs and gyms, and those are great, but those only detox you at the skin level. The infrared is actually able to get down to a cellular level and pull out free radicals and toxins. So people use it for weight loss. They use it for detoxing, coming off of different substances like maybe gluten or sugar, things like that, tobacco, alcohol, anything you're looking to get out of your system. People use it for skin health, so acne, cellulite, psoriasis, anything like that. People who have a history of cancer in the family use it as preventative care, as well as those who've chose to treat their cancer naturally. They use it for that as well.
So the infrared bed is on the cellular level. Speaking about that cellular level, it's interesting. I have a mini trampoline in my room and in my office. And so my daughter just absolutely loves that when she comes in. She bounces around. But Tony Robbins, is a big mentor of mine. I've been to his Business Mastery, and Jarek Robbins was on the show, and and I know they use that in some of their training that they do for business development or personal development as well. But it was interesting because the cellular level is something that we don't really think about a lot because it's inside. But the mini trampoline, they say that's one of the best exercises because what you're doing is when you're coming up on that rebound, you're coming up and down, you're stretching each cell on that cellular, on a level of the cell. So it's interesting.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. They say, NASA actually says it's the number one exercise.
Wonderful.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, different,
For sure.
Yeah, so it's all inside our body, these cells, so let's talk a little about the pranic healing side, because a lot of people are into yoga now. More and more people are, kind of digging the law of attraction and, the focusing on thoughts being things and the energy bodies and the chakras in the body. It's becoming more and more of, of a mainstream thing. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming a household conversation now. It's very mainstream. Alternative healings and energy medicine is basically what we do with pranic healing. So it's channeling universal energy and allowing it to come through the healer and into the person that's receiving it. They can assess any different types of things that you may need healing for, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental. So we do have group meditation classes where we have a pranic healer that will go over you and align the chakras and also assess anything that you may need help on. We also do private individual sessions where you can confide in that healer with exactly whatever it is that you feel like you need help with, and they'll rebalance the chakras and just put healing and infinite energy into you. And it's wonderful. It's something that I think everyone should experience.
Yeah.
I think
it's
there
awesome.
should be a pranic healer in every household.
That's what they say. Yeah, right.
That's exactly what they say.
I know, from a business perspective as well, when you think about it in business and meditation and some of the folks that I loved, Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, John Asseroff, a lot of these guys, it's a common theme because when you do take the time to meditate and slow down, you're able to tap into the consciousness, the overall consciousness of the human race as we've evolved. And it's amazing how when you take the time to slow down, and develop the discipline of clear thinking is another one. Think of it as a bucket of silt that has water in it. We're so busy these days. We're running around. We're bombarded with all these messages, and you look around. You have people with their headphones in their ears all the time. So what you think about it as that dirt settles in that bucket, the water becomes clear, and that's what happens with our mind. Is we're able to harness that power that we have, that personal power.
Definitely. I think it's very important with business to set an intention at the beginning of your business day. And we do that every day at Pranique. Every day when the opener gets there in the morning, they invoke for the day with that intention, so that we're all aligned and we're all on the same page. And like you said, I dare you to go out and do a random act of kindness. And, that's something we definitely believe in, is just staying in that attitude of gratitude all the time.
That's right.
And when you align yourself with the universe in that way, it's amazing the things that happen. Things just start to work out for you, and you meet other like-minded, aligned people, and it does wonders for your business. It really does, if you can get into that mental space.
Case in point, today at 3:30, I've got a third interview with a national televised TV show doing a fix and flip show here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's
and it's
awesome.
all part of that process that we've been talking about. I've already filmed another show that's going to air on a major network. I signed disclosure paperwork, so I got to be careful what I say. But this next one is just a whole nother opportunity that was brought to me by not only hard work and working smart and diligent, but having that belief in the prayer and the meditation and pushing through. So it happens, and I've seen it happen so many times over and over in my life. I've written a couple books. I'm also a professional speaker, so I want to share this message with people. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that. That's
Thank
so
you.
wonderful. I'm
We'll
very
see.
happy for you.
I'm in the top 3, so there's 3 other teams competing. But yeah, we're
putting it out there, though.
That's right. We already know what's going to happen. We know it, but if you just joined us, Consumer Quarterback Show here, we're talking with Alexis Clark, representing Pranique Yoga and Wellness here, and about a minute left in this segment. So anything you want to tease maybe for when we come back?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot of new things at Pranique. Like I said, we have the infrared. We have hot infrared yoga classes where you get all the benefits I named, but in a class setting, which is unique.
Love it.
And we also have aerial yoga, which is brand new. It's very popular. We also have the infrared hot boxes. So you have your own personal hot yoga studio for a 30-minute session. And we also are getting a salt cave that's not open yet. People are very excited about that.
Awesome,
So.
awesome. And I'd love to just kind of throw it out there to management. A cold plunge would be so amazing.
What is it?
Cold plunge, kind of like cryotherapy.
Elaborate.
Kind of like cryotherapy. Another something I learned from Tony Robbins is, it's whenever, especially when you go work out so hard and it's so hot, as an ex-athlete, football player, then to be able to just jump into the cold plunge and just cool your body and relieves the inflammation.
Ooh, right after hot yoga, too.
Exactly.
All right, management, you heard it here.
There we go.
We need
You heard
cryo.
it here first. That's right. Consumer Quarterback Show. We're also going to talk with Mike Banner when we come back, as well as Sara Bingham, fast food healing nutritionist, and talks about the ways that you can utilize food as a healing engine for your body. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Tampa Bay Business Journal, The Tribune, most recently Top Agent Magazine, did a 2-page spread, and real excited about the positive momentum, things happening in the Real Estate Quarterback Show circle here, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also a former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF, celebrating 20 years of football at USF now. So pretty interesting to look back 20 years ago, and had Coach Jim Levitt on the show earlier this summer, and a lot of good things happening. And so I am the owner of Platinum MVP Realty, I mentioned, and I got a couple of hot listings I just want to let our listeners know about. I've got a $1 million listing here at 18003 Cozumel Isle Drive in Corey Lake Isles. Beautiful property, 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, and it's got a very unique custom hotel design and inspiration, modern chic design, clean lines, 24-inch glass tile, just amazing property. It's got an infinity edge pool overlooking a beautiful lake waterfront property here at 18003 Cozumel Isle Drive in Tampa, listed at $1.199 million, as well as 8156 Causeway Boulevard South in St. Petersburg. This is another waterfront beauty, wide canal views of Boca Ciega Bay, and it's listed at $646,000, is 8156 Causeway Boulevard South in St. Petersburg, basically Treasure Island, but it has that St. Petersburg address. And this segment is brought to you by Hula Bay, the official restaurant partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Waterfront ambiance, excellent service, amazing sushi, and a full menu. Awesome food, great burgers, and just an awesome staff. Say hello to Mike Finnegan down there. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for a free water with lemon. He's going to take care of you. He takes care of all our listeners out there. All right, so we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio, beautiful South Tampa, every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., your most important hour on the radio. We also have a weekend show on 102.5 The Bone Sunday morning on the FM dial. Listenership all the way down to Fort Myers, Naples, Marco Island, and just real excited about our guest here in studio. It's Intelligent Talk Radio, and I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me, and we're talking with Alexis Clark representing Pranique Yoga and Wellness. And so yeah, a lot of, no matter what their flavor is, our listeners out there, they can go in and do some yoga. They can do it in private setting. If sometimes it's I don't want to do it in a group. I'm not kind of a beginner. So they have this private booth. It's a guided a guided yoga. I mean, there's so many cool things to talk about.
Definitely. Those hot boxes are so popular. Yep. So people love it because you go on the app, you book your half-hour session, you come in. It's your personal little hot box for 30 minutes. So you have your own hot yoga studio. You control the temperature. We have videos that you can follow along with, or you can do your own thing.
Yep.
And people love that, especially people who have really busy schedules, because you never know if you're going to be able to make it to a certain class at a certain time.
Right.
People that, like you said, are beginning love it too because it's so intimate and private, you know. Some men really like it because not all men feel comfortable in a class setting, which they should, but that's the reality. Some don't, so it's very popular with them as well.
I love it. I love yoga. It's one of those things, the old football mentality, right? You go in there, you push the big weights, you're doing squats, the But nowadays, hey, I enjoy yoga. Check out Pranique Yoga and Wellness, located conveniently right next to the Oldsmar Flea Market, right on Racetrack Road. You have this free. Are you guys still doing that free day where people can come check it out? I think it's like a Saturday sometimes.
Yeah, we have community classes actually, and if you choose to donate, that's great, and it goes to all different local charities. We pick, a different charity every so often, and we donate all the proceeds to them. So right now we're doing Cardiac Kids, which is actually our charity ourselves.
Wonderful.
So every week you'll get to sample a different teacher, a different style. We offer almost every style of yoga you've probably ever heard of. So we're a very diverse studio. So it's safe to say that I'll see you in class.
I'm a little nervous about going in there and doing the what was the one where you're hanging, or the aerial yoga. That's going to be interesting. That would be interesting. I would give it a try.
Yeah, so tell us what that is, please.
Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what aerial is. So with aerial yoga, we have silks that hang from the ceiling, and your mind might immediately go, "Oh, Cirque du Soleil, I've seen that before." But it can be anywhere.
Not what my mind went to, but okay.
It can be anywhere from a very restorative, relaxing, meditative practice to a very invigorating and strength-building practice. People also use it for low back pain. We have a ton of clients who come in and use it for that because it elongates the spine. It decompresses the spine. People love it for that. I myself hang upside down every day for a half hour while I check my emails.
I've got one of those machines in my house, they flip. And if you've ever eaten in Dunedin at Casatina's, you've seen some kind of version of that, right?
I love Casatina's. Shout out to Casatina's.
Shout out to Casatina. Katina.
So, and speaking of charities, Charity is the owner, and how's she doing? How are things going?
I love Charity. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's doing really, really good.
Yeah.
So.
Great peeps over there. Great peeps over at Pranique Yoga and Wellness. Check it out. You got to take a look at it. Got an awesome app. You can pull it up on the iTunes store, your Droid. Just search for Pranique Yoga and Wellness.
Exactly.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and bring Michael Banner in the conversation. We're going to hear more from Alexis Clark as well in our lightning round. But we were talking about physical health, and then now let's talk a little bit about your fiscal health. And that's where Mike Banner can help folks out. He's our reverse mortgage specialist with the Quarterback Show, and we want to help people understand some of these common myths around this product that was developed by the Reagan administration in the 80s. It's a viable product. It's kind of had some rebranding done on it due to some bad press, but now it's a way that seniors can age in place. Seniors can purchase homes with no down payment. And without further ado, Mike Banner.
Oh, thank you. You said it all. I'm leaving. That's it. No reason for me. Actually, it's a lot more than a rebranding. The product was actually ripped apart in April of 2010 by HUD, because this is an FHA-insured mortgage, and totally changed. And it was then changed in 2012, 2014, 2015, because the truth of the matter is, until a few years ago, this was a deeply flawed product. A lot of reverse mortgage people did not want to admit that. It was a needs-based product of last resort. Oh my God, mom's run out of money. She has no money for food. She has no money to go to CVS for her pharmaceuticals. I guess we need one of those damn expensive.
Surely you can't be serious.
I
am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
But the truth is, a lot of people won't admit it was a flawed product.
Right.
And although Ronald Reagan brought the modern reverse mortgage into play,
right,
the first reverse mortgage in this country was done in 1964.
Wow.
This is a 52-year-old product. And until 3 or 4 years ago, did not have the proper firewalls, safeguards, and protections built into it. So, you don't get rid of a 40-year bad reputation very quickly.
Right.
So even though there has been a rebranding, that the universal question still is it a needs-based product of last resort? Or is it, or should it be, a component in an overall retirement planning program to see a person 62 and above, have no debt service from their house for the rest of their life? And of course, that's in an aging world as we are, longer lifespans. It's just amazing. This is a factor, whether you like it or not. Longer lifespans is a double-edged sword in this country. It's great to live to be 90. If you retire at 65, statistics say about 97% of the country don't retire with 26 years of cash reserve in the bank, which is why you see seniors, in the front of Target and Walmart and Kmart, no disrespect, nothing but respect for them, going, would you like a card? Or you walk into a local fast food restaurant, and next to the teenager is an 80-year-old going, would you like fries with that? They're not there because they're bored. They're there because they're broke.
Let me say something as well. With this whole mortgage meltdown, a lot of times we focus on mortgage rates being at 30 to 40-year lows, but the seniors are also the ones that are kind of having the short end of the stick with what Wall Street did, with the bankers, with the greed from the politicians and the Saks Fifth Avenue and all those jerks, what they did. So how does that? I'll let you say. That reflects in their retirement plan.
Everybody. Most of the public, 1 out of 7 people that buy a house in this country are 62 years old. So if we put that in reverse, 6 out of 7 are below 62. So these record low rates since World War II are making everybody so happy. It's just incredible. But if you live on your investments, and you live on your rate of return, which most seniors do, record low rates are not only a bad thing, they're a life changer. I mean, I don't care whether you have $62 in the bank or a couple of million. If your retirement plan was based on a 6 to 8% return, and now you're getting 0.5% in your savings, you're getting 1% on your annuities, and you're afraid to put money in the market because it's too volatile. That's a total different retirement than these people planned on.
That's a stressful retirement.
It's exactly that song should be playing at every one of my seminars, or because it's the truth. If anybody here in this room, just the fact that we're here and we're working, if we have a financial setback, we'll go. You'll sell another house. You'll do something. You'll hang somebody upside down. You'll stop people from eating gluten. I'll write another mortgage. But if you're 65 or 70 and you're out of the workforce and you have a setback, that's a real decrease of quality of life. So, especially here in Florida, the retirement capital of the country, no other state is the topic of, is the reverse mortgage right for you or not? The average age of a person in Florida, I haven't looked lately, I think it's about 112.
112.
It's somewhere up there. So this is the place where people come to, and that's what we'll discuss in the next segment.
Next segment, we're going to talk more with Mike Banner here, representing Professional Mortgage Alliance. We're also going to bring Sara Bingham into the conversation, fast food healing. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus Card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. Intelligent Talk Radio here. We're having some fun down in iHeart. And I got a couple of hot listings, commercial listings here this time. I've got a 27-acre ranch that came back on the market. We had it tied up for several months. Attention, any builders, developers, entrepreneurs out there. I've got a 27-acre ranch on Gardner Road. Now, the location is the best opportunity, in my opinion, representing the seller here. Gardner Road, just south of Citrus Park Mall, and it's just to the east of the expressway, the Leroy Selman Expressway. I'm sorry, not the Leroy, the Vet. So it's just south of Citrus Park Mall. 27 acres, beautiful country, got a creek running through it. A great development opportunity for any developers out there if you want to put some high-end custom homes, whatever you're looking to do. And also a commercial property here at 700 St. Petersburg Drive West in Oldsmar. It's $295,000. Own your own property here as a commercial opportunity, quarter acre. So stop leasing, get into the business of owning your building and running your business. 700 St. Petersburg Drive West in Oldsmar, 1,375 square feet, listed at $295,000. A great buying opportunity in beautiful Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so we're talking with Michael Banner here, Professional Mortgage Alliance, and this reverse mortgage for purchase reverse mortgage is an awesome product.
Right. Well, there's two specific reverse mortgages. There's the traditional one that you see on TV where you usually have an actor or a congressman, God rest his soul. Now we have Tom Selleck, which is very cool. We have Fonzie. We have I Dream of Jeannie going to be doing one soon. That's the traditional when you already own your home and you'd like to take equity out with no debt service. What we're going to talk about today right now specifically, obviously this being the Real Estate Quarterback Show, for you and your potential clients and other real estate agents in Florida, the purchase reverse mortgage, which was brought to us in early 2009 as a part of HERA, the Housing Economic Recovery Act. That 7,000-page bill that was supposed to fix the country. It did such a good job, but 12 pages of that 7,000-page bill created an entirely new reverse mortgage. Most real estate agents, most mortgage people aren't even aware of it, but it was specifically created for someone to buy a home, ages 62 and above, without a mortgage payment, purchase a home without a payment. The mathematics are pretty much the same as a traditional reverse mortgage. If you're in your mid-60s, you put down approximately 50%, half of the purchase price. Now, this is kind of strange, but the older you are, the less money you have to put down. The older you are, the more we give you. But let's just stay in the mid-60s. Let's take a normal scenario here. Somebody sells their house up north somewhere. They've been dreaming of ever to come to the retirement capital of the world, get out of shoveling snow in their driveway. They're finally in Florida. They just sold their house. Let's just pick a number for $300,000 in Michigan or Ohio, New York, New Jersey. And what do? They come down to Florida, and under the advice of their financial planner or their attorney, their son, their daughter, they go, look, Mom, Dad, you have money in the portfolio. You lost a little a few years ago. These are not poor people, but these are not, multimillionaires, but certainly not lower income people. But you just made $300,000 on your house. Go to Florida, enjoy your enjoy your retirement, and don't spend any more than $300,000, so you don't have to take money out of your savings account. Makes sense. So they come down here. There's only one thing they can do, and that's, of course, called Brandon Rhymes, because he sells all the houses in Florida. So they call Brandon, and Brandon takes them out, and they look at the first $300,000 house, and they look at the second $300,000 house. Not bad, but the kitchen needs to be remodeled. The pool has the flat screen rather than the pitch. You know this stuff better than I. Finally, you see you're either losing them or they're going to have to settle for something a lot less than their dream retirement home, which is a terrible thing at that point in life. So Brandon takes them to a $400,000 house. And of course, what happens when they walk into this house?
They love it.
Yeah, they just, oh my God. And of course, they ask you, Brandon, can we get this for $300,000? And your reply is
no.
No, I don't think so. Hell no. So this is a $400,000 house, but it's got everything they want. I mean, the upgraded everything, the 24-inch tile, everything. But they only have $300,000 to spend. Well, before the heck'em for purchase, the purchase reverse mortgage, well, would you like to take another $100,000 out of your portfolio? No. Well, let's get you a mortgage. You'll have a little teeny small payment. Rates are so low. No, I don't want a payment during retirement. Again, the American dream. Enter the purchase reverse mortgage. Let's fast forward 45 days. We're at the closing. Okay? Number one, they're not buying the house they settled for. They're buying their dream retirement house. They think you're the best real estate agents in sliced bread, and they're giving you referral after referral. This is cool. This is great for them. Number two, because it's a reverse mortgage, we together achieve their goal of no monthly payment for the rest of their lives. This is a great thing. Now, 3 and 4 is what flips people out. Number 3 is when they met Brandon 45 days ago, they were going to write a check for $300,000. They bought a $400,000 house. They only came to closing with $200,000, half the purchase price. So they're calling their financial planner back up, or their son or their daughter going, I didn't spend this $100,000. Want to put it back in my bank? And then, of course, there's number 4 that freaks realtors out. I'm sorry, the commission you're earning is not on a $300,000 house like when you first met them. It's on a $400,000 house. So the real estate commission just went up ka-ching by 33%. But what's so important is morally, ethically. You didn't hurt them. Okay? They have no payment. And we all have that gray cloud, reverse mortgage people, realtors, oh, they were responsible for the downfall. No, we weren't. The greed of Wall Street. That's right. So again, oh my God, the greedy real estate agent just upped it and so did the mortgage person. They upsold the poor mom and dad.
Yep.
No. Morally and ethically, you have a clear conscience. They have no debt service.
That's right.
But they have their dream retirement home and an extra $100,000.
That's right.
That was the wind up and the pitch.
That's a win-win.
Boom.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely. That's a win-win.
Awesome.
Mike Banner, Professional Mortgage Alliance, reverse mortgage specialist, and a reminder as well. All of our expert contributors are listed on our website, consumerqb.com. Just click on the expert contributors tab at consumerqb.com. You can also call our hotline at 813-917-1894. Call or text any questions, any comments, concerns, 917-1894.
Welcome to my house.
All right, let's go ahead and switch gears. Let's talk to Sara Bingham now, Fast Food Healing. Welcome back in, Sara.
It is great to be here. I'm going to unstick everybody today.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So we're going to be talking about gluten.
Okay.
And I'm glad you asked, what is gluten?
Exactly.
All right. So what gluten is this substance in wheat, rye, barley, and by default oats, because we store oats in the same warehouses as wheat. But at any rate, it's that sticky stuff that makes bread stick together, and it also helps make it rise and be fluffy. So as the years have gone on, we have we've hybridized it and worked with the crop to make it heavier and heavier on the gluten, because everybody likes light, fluffy bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a few hundred challenges with what's been going on with wheat. We're getting in a whole lot of trouble, and I can tell you, actually, throughout my career as a nutrition consultant, I can tell you that pretty much everybody feels like a ton better off of gluten, just period. And I'm going to give you all the reasons. One, the amount of gluten is way higher, and gluten is about as digestible as vulcanized rubber. So it does not digest well. The other piece that a lot of people don't know is back in the 70s, when we were trying to feed the world with our wheat, we decided we needed to increase the volume of wheat per acre. So our wonderful Aggie scientists went to work, and they figured out a new wheat that went up tenfold. But in doing that, they mutated the wheat like horrifically. They subjected it to all kinds of poison to mutate it. And now, those amber waves of grain where you figure the wheat is, as high as your shoulder kind of thing? Nope. Wheat now is 2 feet high.
Wow.
So our wheat fields don't look the same at all. And the other thing that's gone on is Roundup. Now, do you know what Roundup is?
Pesticides and all, yeah.
Roundup is the most used pesticide in the world.
Yep.
And we now know that it is pretty toxic. It's extraordinarily toxic. But actually, the adjuvant that is part of Roundup. And what is an adjuvant? An adjuvant is something that makes things wetter, like firemen use adjuvants in the chemicals that they're using against fire to make it wetter. Okay,
right.
So the adjuvant enables the pesticide to get into the plant better, makes
right.
it wetter. All right. Well, we're finding that the adjuvant is actually in Roundup is actually even more toxic than Roundup. But I can tell you that what we know to be true in with animals and animal research, Roundup is being dumped on. Well, let me tell you what happens with animals who are subjected to Roundup, and these are small amounts. These are like the amounts that you get.
Let's save that. Let's save that as our teaser for the next. And also on that note, Sara, is the same thing with corn, right? I mean, corn is not even really corn.
Corn,
it's a GMO.
soy, you bet.
Yeah, it's a GMO, genetically modified organism. There's so many. I know a lot of people love corn.
I love corn. Is that why I'm fluffy?
Yeah. More than that, even. Keep going. Yeah, that fluffy stuff. Exactly.
Absolutely.
We are getting to be very fluffy.
So we're going to touch on those effects of what Sara was about to tee up for us when we come back, as well as our lightning round. We're going to go around the horn here and get our top consumer tips from all of our expert contributors. So stay with us. Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is work done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes, your host here, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today, having a great time educating, entertaining, enlightening you, and helping you win no matter what you're looking out there. Over 80 show partners with our show, and we all want to help you win no matter what you're looking at doing. And I got a couple of hot listings. Our featured listing of the month here is 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa. That's a beautiful Spanish architecture with a modern flair. Over 4,800 square foot, heated, and listed at $1.195 million. Great opportunity to own in Beach Park at one of the best dollar per square foot prices in anything in South Tampa, in the 33609, one of the most popular zip codes. 414 South Royal Palm Way. And also got a commercial opportunity out east as well, 8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. Great buying opportunity here, $599,000 just reduced, and it's a commercial property for sale on the corner lot in downtown Riverview, located right next to the Alafaya River, 0.7 acres, over 30 parking spaces as well, and a great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right. So let's go ahead. We're talking with Sara Bingham here, fast food healing, and we're talking about gluten, and now we're talking a little about some of the effects on the system of some of these pesticides out there.
Exactly. What no one has told us is they've figured out a way. Farmers sort of feel like Roundup, if you dump it on a couple of weeks before they harvest it, it helps desiccate, and also it kills the plant. The plant goes to seed faster, so it's easier to harvest. So what people don't understand is that regular wheat, if it's not organic wheat, and even if it looks like yummy whole wheat, it has got Roundup and that very toxic adjuvant on it. So you're eating it. If you're eating a hot dog bun, a hamburger bun, any of that stuff, that is pretty toxic stuff. And here's just some of the stuff that we're seeing medically. Gastrointestinal disorders. We know now that you give Roundup to mice, their guts become leaky, and all kinds of issues come out of that. That's a whole show in and of itself. Obesity, diabetes, heart disease, depression, autism, infertility, cancer, multiple sclerosis, and other neurological illnesses like Alzheimer's, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
So people are not aware that this stuff is for real. It's happening, and that's why when you get off wheat, for one, if you get off white flour, for sure you feel better.
Right.
But basically, the glutinous grains are, like I said, 90% of the population feel better without them. And so,
let me ask you this, Sara.
Go ahead.
The typical listener out there, they're going to go into Subway potentially. They might go to Publix and get a nice Publix sub. What is there a healthy option at that choice? I mean, you have the 4 grains or whatever they sell.
Chipotle.
Chipotle's better.
Chipotle. Yeah. That's it. They're they're non-GMO. So find restaurants that are non-GMO.
Right.
They're cropping up more and more who say, we're not doing it. And the other option is my 13th commandment: thou shalt not leave home without food.
Yeah, I love it.
Because anything out there is pretty deadly, pretty much. And look at our population. It's not rocket science, guys.
Yep.
If you're comparing yourself to the average American, like, oh, I'm okay, everybody else is this way,
right.
You're comparing yourself to a very sick population. That is not a good idea.
Yeah. All
right. So I call it the syndrome. You do not want to be following the flock here.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a good idea. In order to eat well in our country, you actually have to be semi-antisocial. Although I don't consider myself at all antisocial. I'm just clear about what I'm eating. And I love all my social events. Yeah. And people know what I'm eating. And they don't care. They really don't. What's a social event about? About being together.
Yep.
So we all can have our own food and be fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's an important decision. How important is your health? Let's face it. And then what happens is it's all about a paradigm shift, because then we go through our day where it's every now and then we'll go here, we'll go to McDonald's, so you make these daily choices, and then what happens is you have a friend that may go be hospitalized, and then you go visit them, and you're like, wow, I don't like these cold walls and these uncomfortable bedrooms with, So then you see somebody in that position, and then you kind of rethink. It seems as human beings, sometimes it takes a death or it takes something to shake us up to really make us think about these things.
Absolutely, Brandon. And my love is working with moms with their children. And moms are making their lives 3 times harder than they need to be. Our children are not well, Brandon.
Right.
We are at a 50% stat. 50% of our children under the age of 5 have some kind of chronic issue going on with their health. And that can be gut issues. You've got infants with reflux now. I mean, what is wrong with that? And that is part of that whole thing of genetically modifying our products, of using a ton of pesticide. Babies are now born. The mother's cord blood has over 200 contaminants in it now. This is welcome to the United States of America.
Yeah.
And we're wondering, why are our children not well? So, I'd love to create a whole bunch of mad, angry moms because they're a wicked force and say, no, you may not feed my child that school lunch. You may not feed my child that stuff in a daycare. No.
Right.
And insist
it's cheap and easy for them to do it.
Well, it's not even, people are just not educated. I mean, that's, if you really, there's a great saying, if you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just really have no idea how toxic our food system has become. They just don't.
Yeah.
And they believe who do they have in their ear more all day long? If you're watching TV, whatnot, you've got the food manufacturers in your ear, and they are in your ear and leading you by the nose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have no idea the impact they have on you. They do. They study it. That's what their deal is. So
absolutely.
That I want moms to rise up and say, no, you are not going to do this to my kid.
Well, yeah, we need to go to like change.org, start a petition or something.
Something, man. Or just, every time you put a food in your basket, you are voting. That's a very strong political move. So stop buying stuff that's got sugar and white flour and genetically modified stuff in it. Just stop.
That's right.
And that is a big, huge message.
All right. Sara Bingham, fast food healing nutritionist, expert here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, or the Consumer Quarterback Show as well. And, we want you to reach out to her, have a consultation, sit down and learn, the effects of these things that you're putting into your body. All right. Top consumer tips, things to do, things to avoid. We're going to go around the horn here. Quick tips from our expert contributors, Alexis Clark, Pranique, Yoga and Wellness. You're up first.
So I'm going to give you the Pranique Pro tips, as we like to call them. So my first pro tip would be just to, like we said earlier, stay in that attitude of gratitude all day throughout your day, thinking about everything that you are very fortunate to have in your life, always staying on a positive note, and then just slowly watch all the blessings slowly trickle into your life. See how everything in your life just seems to magnify, and the people that are attracted to you, and the different situations that come in that are the ones that you've been looking for. The second pro tip would be to make time for yourself. Really take time to relax. If you're a parent or you own a business, take that 30 minutes, come in, do a therapy session or take a class. Just take an hour for yourself.
That's right. To invest in yourself, and you'll see how it's going to pay exponentially in other areas. Mr. Mike Banner, Professional Mortgage Alliance.
Well, again, usually I'm lighthearted at this point, but yours was so incredible. Can't follow yours. Yours was really great. We do live in a state where many, many people are above the age of 62. This is supposed to be their great years. The bubble bursting, the Great Recession has had a very, very bad effect on those people. I'm not saying that the reverse mortgage, I'm not going to be self-serving with this, is the only answer. There's lots of answers out there. Understanding children, understanding parents, understanding that seniors have unique problems. Right. Unlike those of us that are still in the workforce. Let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that attitude of gratitude towards the moms and dads. And I've always wanted to ask you this: did Tom Brady actually inflate this? Because it's not all the way inflated. I don't know why. I've wanted to ask you that for 6 months. No,
it's actually a training football.
Oh, it is really.
Yeah, people use it. They throw against the wall and it bounces right back.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I just thought Tom Brady just did half of it. Okay.
But
I'm done.
They probably had something to do with it though. those Patriots. All right, Sara, top consumer tips.
Oh, good. Well, Alexis started. It's all your fault. So I'm gonna talk about energy. Everything is energy. And food boils down, like everything else, to love. And so the question is, where's your food coming from, and who raised it, and with what kind of love, and those animals that you're eating, how are they raised, and what is the energetics, the vitality quotient of your food, and where was it grown, and with what? So that's a real good thing to keep in mind with feeding your little bunnies with love. Literally, and that's your good food.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one, and I relate it too as well. Let's take it back to something that can affect as far as monetarily. it costs a little bit more to buy organic. It costs more money. But what can you do to develop it is have it. We all have this personal development set point. So, what you can do as a listener is, if you want to earn more money and be able to afford more of these things, is develop a personal development plan. Have that intention. You got it. The law of intentionality says it doesn't just come natural. So you got to have the intention to go out and personally develop yourself. You're going to make more money. You're going to be more happy. You're going to be able to focus on things. You'll be able to afford some of these healthier foods that may cost a little bit more money. And
no, I'm going to get you on that, Brandon. No, it costs more to be sick. All
no,
right?
I'm with you.
It's cheap. No, I'm sorry. In the long run, you're saving money.
I'm with you.
And
I agree.
so it's that personal development choice.
Yep.
That you're saving money now.
Yep.
Actually, you're saving money long term.
Absolutely. So, invest in your personal development, and please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.